Hi there. It's Tuesday. Just going to catch you up a little bit. There's some things going down. We all know about them, or you should anyway. I want to talk to you about what's your assignment. What are you supposed to do? I'm going to be real honest with you. I've never minced words. Not somebody that does that. I know, right? I mean, people want me to be, oh, well, she's just so sweet. Well, I'm sweet when I need to be. But I'm also kind of lighting the fire underneath all of us right now because we've got a problem. And the problem is that all the nonsense going on with cancel culture and this and that and whatever else, it's like we've got a problem. And the problem is that the church has been asleep. We've been asleep. We haven't been proactive at getting things done. We've done a lot of things. Okay, so I'm not knocking the church. I mean, we pastored for I don't know how many years, and so we've had 4 churches, and I know that the church does stuff, but what we've got now is we've got a bigger problem, and we have an epidemic problem. And the problem that we have is that our young people and our young kids are being conditioned. It's almost like a frog in the water. You know, if you put a frog in the water and you turn the heat up a little bit each time, it just finally boils itself to death because it adjusts to every level of heat, right? It's one of the traps that the enemy tries to set for people is he puts you in the water, water's comfortable, it's all nice, and then gradually just turns up the heat. Well, that's what's going on right now in culture with our little kids, with children that will be born, kids that are getting ready, I'm looking at my children, my grandchildren, and then eventually, not yet, but eventually grandchildren, right? And I am looking at this and I'm thinking, okay, look, if it's not time for the church to wake up and get busy, we are missing it completely, all right? We have got to be proactive. We are not a church. We are not a group of people that are going to sit down and shut up. It's never going to happen. You know, I've gone into many different places. You know about those. You can go back and listen to the other podcasts. But you know what? God said this. He said in 2 Timothy 1:7, it says, "For God has not given me a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." All right. So he's not given us a spirit of fear. So if we're operating in a spirit of fear, it's not God. It's just not. He doesn't give us a spirit of fear. We are on this earth for a reason. We're on this earth to complete an assignment. We have a kingdom mandate. And that mandate is to bring the kingdom of God to earth. It's to announce the coming of the King. It's to get people connected with the giver of life. It's the one who can deliver people from every addiction, from the one who can set us free from every kind of thing that we've gotten ourselves into, that can give us a brand new starting place, a brand new life. That's what born again is. And so, by grace, Ephesians 2:8-9, "For by grace you've been saved through faith, not that of yourselves, it's not of works, lest any man should boast." But then if you go over to John 9:4, it says, look, as long as it's day, we have to do the work because night is coming when no man can work. All right? So when I look at this, I'm thinking, here we are. We've got this thing going on, and we have got an opportunity now for us to take charge. Basically, we're going to take charge. We're going to take charge of what we need to take charge of. God said for us to occupy until he comes. He's given us all power to do all things. And so we've got an epidemic in that where you've got 2 years ago, a Super Bowl halftime show with strippers and J-Lo doing her thing and kids in cages and blah, blah, blah. And I've been going into the sex industry, right, for about 11 years. So I saw all this stuff coming. And then here you have the Grammys, and it's supposed to be music, right? It used to be good. It used to be watchable. And now it's Cardi B, and it's all this stuff about, sexual stuff. It's sexual stuff. And the kids are eating it up. They're just eating it up. I mean, no, okay, I get it. They've got cell phones. They do sexting. They do all these kinds of things. It is right now time for us, moms, dads, people that know the Lord, that know truth, that understand it. We need to work while there's day. We've got to work while there's day. And I'm raising up a team of people, an army of people that will not shut up. We're not going to shut up. We're not going to be silent. We're not just going to let things take over. We're not just going to sit back and pretend like, oh, well, it'll go away. It's just a phase. It's just this. It's not a phase. It's a movement. It's an unleash from hell on the earth to try and get a hold of our young kids and get a hold of people who don't know any better or have been away from God. And it's a destructive thing, okay? It is destructive. So we get now to work. We get to do the power of God. We get to watch God send us in an assignment. When we're being sent, we go in with an assignment in order to defeat darkness. He's given us the hidden treasures of darkness. That's what he's going to give us. He told us, when you see deep darkness come over the people in Isaiah 60, you arise. It doesn't say shrink back. It doesn't say go hide in a cave somewhere or build a bigger church or build a playground for a church or build some sort of McDonald's looking thing for the kids program. What are we doing? We need to teach our kids about Jesus. We need to teach them the word. We need to teach them about their authority. We need to teach them how to live a life according to the plan of God that God created for life on planet Earth. He's the giver of life. He's the author of life. He's the beginner and the finisher of the work that he started in us. Now, we've got this bold thing, I was telling Tim the other day, I said, I can't help it. When I got born again, I also got a fire put on the inside of me from God himself. And that fire isn't going out. It just burns. And until I'm doing something with it, it's not going out. It's not going to be going out. So I'm going to have to be active and proactive, and I'm going to bring others with me. Now, when there's no fear, and God hasn't given us a spirit of fear. That's what that is, actually, that will keep you back. It'll keep you in handcuffs and chains. It'll keep you from doing stuff. It'll put a muzzle over your mouth, And if you stay in that position and you let fear be your guide, oh, no, I might get, in Texas, they've released and released us from the mask mandate. Okay, it was a mandate for us to have masks on for a while. It's gone. And I'm the only one and maybe two other people in the whole store with no mask on. It's like, take your freedom. We have got to stop living in fear. We have to. It's not a suggestion. God said, I didn't give you a spirit of fear. So if we're operating in a spirit of fear that God didn't give us, we don't have any business operating in it. If God didn't give it, don't take it. If Jesus didn't say it, don't listen. If he's not giving us instructions on how to navigate things, then get before him and let him download you with what he wants you to do. I'm getting that right now. I'm getting downloads of what he wants me to do for this assignment that I'm baking, basically. I know what I'm meant to do. My thing is to equip the saints to do the work. My thing is to raise up an army of people who won't shut up, who are not going to let everything just take over us. And then he said, God didn't give us a spirit of fear. He said he gave us a power. I got the power, right? Power, love, and a sound mind. That means we know what to think. That means we're not being duped by everything. I'm telling you, there is something going on right now that we have got to get our minds around. And we have to understand what the will of God is. And we have to know him and what he says to do. And so God is the healer. He is the supreme physician. He is the one who cancers cancer cells. He's the one who completely eliminates sickness and death. He overcame hell, grave, and death, and the sickness. He's the healer. And if he's the healer and he lives on the inside of us, why are we fearing being sick? God is our healer. When he is lifted up, he's in our midst. If you lift me up, it says, I'll draw all men to myself. Well, you can't lift him up if you're not out there. And on top of that, people are being duped and believing things that are not true and not healthy and definitely not, they're not life-giving lessons or anything for this life. So now we have an assignment. And it is John 9. And it says, you need to work. We need to work right now. Right now, we need to work. So we didn't work to get saved. That's a free gift of God. But now there's works to do, okay? So John 9 says, you need to work now while it's day, because there's coming a time when no man can work, all right? So I don't know what that means exactly. I don't know exactly what that's going to look like. But I do know that the power and the move of God is cresting over us right now. I know that God is looking for bold people who won't say no to him. I know that he's looking for people that won't shrink back in fear, and they're going to take up whatever assignment God gives them to do. My thing is, what are you doing with your life? What are we doing with our lives? What are we doing? Because we've got all kinds of opportunities right now that maybe in the next few years we might not have. And we have a generation that's eating this stuff. We have a generation that thinks it's okay. You know, when I went into the porn convention, I saw young kids in there. This is 10 years ago. And I went, they're grooming these kids. There's stuff going on. This is going to come full on right out in the open. And sure enough, here it is, right out in the open. Everything anyone saw on the Grammys, if you watched it or if you saw any snippets of it, you know that's what we see when we go in to the porn convention. It's the same thing. That's what we see. And so we have an opportunity, we have a mandate from heaven to reach people, to reach kids. And we're not afraid. And we have strategy. That's why I'm writing words that work. They work. They work everywhere we go. They keep the wall down. They keep people from freaking out about God language and that kind of thing. And I'm going to get that right out to you. I mean, seriously, within this week. So I'm telling you right now, we are at that crossing point. We are at that time right now. I'm not going to put up with it any longer. I'm going to take people that want to go. I've got my website. Go on there, CydneyMcGill.org. We're going to create the We're going to create the teams of people who will say, I'm not putting up with this. I'm not going to let my little kids be subjected to this kind of stuff. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to go right in. I'm going to give them promise, direction, identity. I'm going to give them what they're made of. I'm going to give them truth. I'm going to give them things to unshackle them and clear their minds, because I have authority to do it. There are times, time after time after time, I've put my hand on the head of someone and I have commanded the darkness to leave their mind. And it did. And they were like, oh my gosh, I felt that. And I said, right? This is the giver of life. He's the light of the world. He's the one that will give you insight and understanding about the ways to live life. He is the way, by the way. So I am at that point where we are saying, we're going to do this. We are already training people up. We've got several things coming up. I've got some Zoom calls, of course, on the dream thing. If you want to learn dreams, we're getting the dream trainings available for you by Zoom. And then also I've got finding your identity. That's a new one. Haven't done that before. We've got navigation, where Tim and I do it together. There's a lot of things on the website that we're doing, but I'm telling you right now, you know what? I'm going to be dead honest with you. I'm going to be 69 this year. I'm going to be 69 years old, and I'm not stopping. I can't. You know, it would be great to have a little boat, have a little beach house. I'll just sail around on my boat, and I'll just enjoy my golden years when I've got little kids and people that are dying and putting guns to their head and cutting and doing all kinds of things because they can't get relief from their pain that the enemy has caused and the trauma that follows them. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to take others with me that want to go. And I'm going to train you how to have a good character and how to be able to withstand the wiles and the schemes of the devil, how to escape any kind of trap that would be set for us. I'm going to teach you how to love well and learn how to love well. We're passing a love test right now. I did a series the other day, or video a few weeks back, that we're in a job interview. God's got us in a job interview. Can I trust you? Can I give you this position? If you pass the test, I can give you the position. And now he's saying, if you'll love like me, if you'll go where I tell you, if you won't be afraid, if you won't move because you're intimidated by a spirit of fear that I never gave you, but I gave you power and love and a sound mind. And if you will work while it's still day, because night's coming when you won't be able to work, then I'll give you the position. I'll give you the assignment. I'll give you what you need to do in order to accomplish what I have for you. Every person's assignment's going to be different, but we can all grow together, gain insight together, learn how to navigate the days that we're currently living in. I use a lot of stealth things. I use a lot of language that the normal church won't use, but it's the same things, just different words. It's the same message, it's just different words, because people are trigger happy. They get triggered by anything, and their walls go up and you can see it. And they're the ones that need to be reached. I use dream interpretation to reach people because they are dreaming. So what I'm saying to you is we have got a challenge before us right now. And I am not getting any more calm about it. I'm not getting any more calm. It's a fire burning in me that is from God. So we are going to make a difference in this world. We're going to intercept the plan of the enemy that he's got for all the kids and all the people and the young people and people that think it's okay to have that kind of a Grammy program, but they're canceling cartoons and Dr. Seuss. Give me a break. That is not a sound mind on any level in anyone's dictionary. That is ridiculous. So we get to now confront this in a way with wisdom from heaven, because there's two different kinds of wisdom. Remember, it talks about in James. There's one that is earthly and demonic, and it's persuasive, and it's cunning, and it's horrible. There's another one that comes from God. It's peaceful. It's easy to be understood. It goes about just like honey. God gives us wisdom on what we need to do, how we need to be in step with him, how we need to walk with him, what he needs for us to do, and how he wants us to say it. Because to those who are the sons of God, those who are led by the Holy Spirit, they are the sons of God. That's in Romans. So let's get busy, shall we? We've got summer coming up. We've got kids at spring break right now. We've got a lot of things going on. You hear language everywhere. You got to get over hearing the language. It's their. Did you know they think that's okay? I mean, I have been cussed out more when I'm doing a dream interpretation. Not mean. That's just their language. Just words fly out of their mouth, and I'm like, can't be moved by it. You know, that's just what they think until they get truth. And until the Holy Spirit comes on them and they realize that that's just vulgar. And a lot of times they'll even apologize. I'm so sorry, you know. And I'm like, I love you. You know, I love you. So I just want us to understand we're there. Let's work. John 9:4. You better work. Okay, it's time to work while we still have day. While we've got the day. Because night's coming when no man can work. There's things coming on this earth right now. There's judgment coming. There's conviction. There's things coming on this earth. There's the fear of the Lord returning. You're going to have all kinds of different, you know, like literal like earthquakes and things. I think somebody I saw was keeping track of all the earthquakes that are going on around. And then, you know, different storms, different things. We had a crazy storm here in Texas. You know, it was an ice storm. I mean, an ice storm in the South. You know, the first day we're wearing flip-flops. The next day we're wearing boots from Uggs, you know. So anyway, I just want to encourage you, go to my Charisma channel, Charisma, and it's called Exploring the Unseen. We want to go to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it and like it. Go on my website, sign up for our shout. We're going to send another one out tomorrow, either today or tomorrow. And we're going to keep in touch with you that way. Make sure that you go, if you go on the YouTube channel, go through it and look at some of the outreaches that we've done. They're all in there. It's pretty cool. And then also, we've got the training things that we're going to put together. I think we're going to rename the boot camp Awaken the Dead. We did an outreach called Awaken the Dead, but we need to awaken the church. Bob Jones told Tim and I years ago, he said, you guys are to evangelize the church. And that was in 1985. And I was like, you're wrong. And then now here we are evangelizing the church and taking them with us, right? Out into some of the places where many wouldn't go. I remember the first time I went to Burning Man and I was walking through there and I was in my mind singing, to dream the impossible dream, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I went, that's what we're doing. So I love you guys. Go on my website, cindymcgill.org. Consider being a partner with us. You know, we need partners just every month so that we can keep this thing going. We can get the material written. We can get the workshops put in place. We can get the media going. You know, I pay for a lot of things that we do in terms of the media and actually my writing. I've got people that are in place to help me write and to get my stuff out. And Tim's doing the same kind of thing. So, and then we've got outreaches that we do, and the lost don't pay us to reach them. So we're going into these different arenas in different areas. So again, cindymcgill.org, and it's time to work. God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. We didn't get saved by works, but now it's time to work. John 9:4. It is time to work while we still have day, because night is coming when no man can work. Let's rescue these little kids. Let's shift the paradigm. By the way, the whole world was changed with 12 men. 12 men who were willing to do the right thing. Everything starts in seed form. God's a farmer. All right, I love you guys. Thank you for listening to my rant, and I will talk with you soon. Peace out. God bless you. Bye.